Hello there and welcome to Folk-a-Dilly Tales. Every week we will be here to tell you some crazy stories, some amazing poems accompanied by some fantastic songs. My name is John Hales and I will be your host. This week, it's Murry Brown again to tell you the creepy story of the Rat Catchers of Beccles.
The town of Beccles had its own intriguing tale, similar to that of the Pied Piper of Hamelin. In the midst of the devastating rat infestation that plagued the town between 1348 and 1349, three talented musicians made a pact with the devil. In exchange for their souls, they were granted the power to play music so enchanting that it compelled the rats to follow them. As the musicians began to play, a remarkable sight unfolded before the townspeople's eyes. Rats emerged from every nook and cranny, forming a flowing river of brown fur that trailed behind the minstrels. The power of their music was undeniable, as the rats obediently followed their melodic lead. However, the pact with the devil was short-lived. As the musicians and their rodent entourage reached the outskirts of town, the gates of hell swung open, revealing a fiery abyss. The musicians couldn't stop, and without hesitation, they led the rats directly into the flames, disappearing into the depths of the underworld. Legend has it that on the 31st of August, if one happens to be in the right place at the right time, they may catch a glimpse of the pipers and the rats, still running through the streets of Beccles. Rats. Inspired by a poem by Robert Browning. Can you see the moon rising? Hear the pipes mesmerizing? The sight so surprising. The rats colonizing. Right down by the Broads, they danced to his pipe as he crept. From afar they came grumbling, a noise that was rumbling. Rats they came tumbling. In their numbers of hundreds and thousands, black shadows, whilst Beccles silently slept. From the pipe came a groan, as the fiend took his soul, and the devil bestowed all the power he owned. And the piper would play to the wind, as it captured his song. It would float on the breeze, whisper high in the trees, a refined melody, saying, "Please follow me." And the creatures ensued, as the piper pursued all his dreams. Through Ballagate down to the dark side of town he would wander. They all followed him blind. And at Beccles bell tower, where the bell tolled the hour, he'd go yonder. They were right behind. Fat rats, thin rats, black rats, brown rats, smooth rats, bad rats, so many wild rats. Old rats, young rats, big rats, small rats, vicious and kind rats, still mesmerised rats. Grandpas and grandmas, husband and wife rats, mothers and fathers, sisters and brothers, cunning and wise rats, all lose their lives when they followed the piper to the river at night. And the piper played on, and the rats came along. He walked down to the river, in the dark they would shiver. For the night it was cold, and the tune it was old and so strong. It was down by the water, the rats to the slaughter, a light that was bright, like a spark in the night, and the piper he played, and his tune went relentlessly on. Unable to stop, the piper could not. He walked on through the chill to the top of the hill, where the fire burned so wild. Like an unruly child he walked on, and the pact that he'd made, for the merciless trade of his soul for the gain, of the tune that he played, and the rats they obeyed, and into the flames they all ran. Through Ballagate down to the dark side of town he would wander. They all followed him blind. And at Beccles bell tower, where the bell tolled the hour, he'd go yonder. They were right behind.
walked down to the river. In the dark, rats would shiver. For the night it was cold, and the tune it was old and so strong. It was down by the water, the rats to the slaughter. A light that was bright like a spark in the night. And the pipers they played, and their tune went relentlessly on. Unable to stop, the pipers could not. They walked on through the chill to the top of the hill, where the fire burned so wild, like an unruly child. They walked on, and the pact that they made for the merciless trade of the souls for the gate, of the tune that they played, and the rats they obeyed, and into the flames they all ran. Through Ballygate down to the dark side of town they would wander. Rats all followed them right, and at Beccles bell tower where the bell told the hour they'd go yonder. Rats we're right behind, we're right through Ballygate down to the dark side of town they would wander. Rats all followed them right, and at Beccles bell tower where the bell told the hour they'd go yonder. Rats we're right behind. Through Ballygate.
Next week, we have a special treat for you as Mario and Lesley are here to tell you one of their stories themselves. The most haunted house.
When you walk through the gate, you will find there's a long and winding road. It leads to a light stately home where the past stole of its soul. And fear of the shadows of night come a creeping through the room, through the room. The clatter of hooves echo loud through the mist on Christmas Eve. She waits by the side of the road for a love to set her free. She's been haunting the grounds every year for what must be centuries. The centuries. A promise made so long ago would seal her fate, but he'd never show. Destined to wait there forever. He'd never return to his lover. The girl that waits forever there, eternally trapped, and he doesn't care. Destined to
Folk-a-Dilly Tales is a Zingaro Blue production. It was written, produced and edited by Mario and Lesley Price. Mixed by Frank Erlenkämper. The poems, lyrics and songs are also written by Mario and Lesley Price. My name is John Hales and I've been your host. Our storyteller this week was Murry Brown. The contents of this podcast are based on the book Folk Stories, Legends and Poems by Mario and Lesley Price, and are available as a book and an e-book from Amazon under the name Folk Stories, Legends and Poems. The music can be found under that same name and as volumes 1 and 2 streaming on all major platforms. Today's background music was supplied by Scott Buckley. You can find the link to these compositions in the comments below. Be sure to check out our music videos that tell some of our stories on YouTube. For more information about Zingaro Blue, visit our website at www.zingaroblue.co.uk or find additional links in the comments section. If you've enjoyed this podcast, please hit the follow button so that you can listen to the next episode of Folk-a-Dilly Tales. Thanks for listening.